I got diagnosed with breast cancer, and that put me on the path of Dr. Joe.
Awesome.
And yeah, it's changed my life all right. They still wanted me to do a mastectomy and radiation, and I went into silence for a week to really listen to my own guidance, because I felt that I didn't need it. But in the week I got all these synchronicities with animals popping up and cards, and it was all about standing in your power, listen to your intuition, and the impossible is possible. And I knew then, Dr. Joe's work is my way. And so then I signed up for this one only a couple of weeks ago. And I mean, for me, it's clear, I told the surgeon my way, and I gave them the book You Are the Placebo, because I really feel that they need to know about this. So yeah, I'm just, I just feel so grateful that I had the strength and the courage to listen to my intuition and to follow this path, and it's beyond what I've experienced before. It's like every cell in my being is just charged with light, and yeah, for me, this is it, it's clear.
Wow.
The last meditation we did this morning, I already started to feel the fractals that Dr. Joe had showed in the video with the sound. I could feel every cell in my being just doing that, and it was just an amazing feeling. And so then we got up, and I went to the bathroom, and I was standing there, and I started to feel my body shake. And I mean, the minute I think about it, it already starts shaking again. And so I was standing there and started shaking. And then at one point, it just started to uncontrollably shake. I could never do that. It was energy moving right through, and just, wham, just like that, and out here, and I started screaming. And I started shaking, and it was like my brain was on fire. And then this woman comes, and she grabbed me, and I thought it was the cleaning lady of the bathrooms. And I said, no, I'm fine, I'm doing fine. And I thought I heard her say, you need to get out of here. And I thought, she's going to get me admitted. And I'm like, I am doing fine. And then she kept talking to me. And then I could hear it was Lindsay's voice. And so then Lindsay helped me to ground more and get more into my body. But I mean, that took for hours. I think I only stopped shaking maybe 1.5 hours ago. But still, if I close my eyes and poop, it's there. Just the light, the being of light. And the interesting thing is, as my future self, I thought, I want to become enlightened. So I had this halo of light, and I had all these lights here. And you know what? I got it. I got it. Oh.
It's amazing.
Oh, it is amazing. I mean, you hear other people talk about it, and I kind of like, I want that, But and then you sort of get, I had little bits of it, but it was nothing to this extent. And then this morning it was it.
What do you think you did differently that allowed it to happen this time?
I think it's the process, and I was in Tarragona, and I realized I was still so much in the way because I wanted it so much. And I so hoped for that instant healing, and I would look at my breast and, oh no, it's still big, and I was still new to this kind of work. I mean, I've been doing meditation and holistic work for many years, but this kind of work was new, and so I was still very much in the way. And then I got home, and the tumor just kept growing, and I at one point it started, my breast was this big, it was really huge. And then I was in so much pain because it was infected, and it started to spread out all around here, and it was so painful. I was on painkillers, and I was on cannabis oil, and nothing helped. And I thought, you know what, I cannot stand this any longer. So I went back to the surgeon because I told him before, when my body had the diagnosis, that I was going to do the holistic path. And that's when I got on to Dr. Joe. And then I went back and I said, I mean, I really have no choice anymore. Operation was no option because it was totally attached to the skin. And so the only option was chemo. And I had always said, I'm never going to have chemo. We'll never say never because, you create it. So I had chemo. And then I decided, okay, you know what? This is now going to be my friend. It's going to help me. I'm going to bless it. So every time I held the bag in my hand and I was holding it and blessing it and loving it and thanking it and putting light into it and thanking the nurses and thanking the hospital and the doctors. And then when I got the chemo, I would do the blessing of your energy meditation, and I would just visualize, and I would say also to the chemo, this is only gonna affect the cancer cells. It's gonna kill the cancer cells. It's gonna leave all the other ones untouched. And it's actually been amazing. I had 10 chemo sessions, and the side effects were, compared to other people, just very little. My last chemo was about 2.5 months ago, and I've been riding my horse. I've been, walking my dogs, and the amazing thing was the more chemos I got, the better I was starting to feel energetically. And my hair only started falling out after I started detoxing after the chemo was finished, which was quite amazing. So, it's been an amazing journey. And in Tarragona, I heard Matthew speak about how he was thankful that he had, his condition. And I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, oh my God, how can he be thankful for that? And now I'm just feeling, I already felt thankful for the cancer coming into my life because it put me on it was a wake-up call. I really needed to get back on my path and to really step into my own light. And it's just been an amazing journey of discovering awareness of, for the first time in my life, even though I was bald, I would be able to look in the mirror, and I for the first time I could see my soul, and I could say, I love you and you are beautiful. I was always fussed about my hair, it was never right. And then I was bald and I'm thinking I'm so beautiful. And all of that, and the chemo was perfect too because it helped me to get out of the way, because I was still very much into the doing mode, into being part of it instead of surrendering. And with the chemo, I had the first days after the chemo, I would be having less energy, so I needed help. And I never really asked for help, And so I started to ask for help. Asked my mother, and she came to the chemo, and friends, and I have a network of people. I asked them, I need your help. Put me in the light, see me as whole. And I started to receive all these absent healings and cards and flowers and the love I started to feel was just incredible. So for me, I could really see that the whole chemo part was just, for me, was necessary to really get me out of the way and to get me into the receiving mode. So yeah. Whew. And then today. Oh my God. And I gave the surgeons Dr. Joe's book because I really hope that they can open up to this. They thought I was crazy choosing this path, but I said in my letter to them, from your knowledge, I understand your advice of a mastectomy and of radiation, but I have a different awareness. There's a different reality out there, and these are the books I've read, and this is the work I'm doing, and these are the testimonials of all the people who have healed themselves. So I want to go that path. And I also felt that I really needed to come to terms with, if I were to die of this, it was still perfect. I still followed my path, my intuition, and in the bigger plan, it would still be perfect. And that was necessary for me to really get into touch with the opportunity that I could die from this. I mean, I felt like every cell in my being said, you're not going to die from this, but I needed to get in touch with that. And so I even said to doctors that, you know, if I were to die of this, I still followed my path, my inner voice, my heart, and it's been an amazing journey already. So, you know, I really hope that in the near future they can start to merge. And I mean, yes, I do believe that people on a different reality level need surgeon and need radiation because they don't know this. But wouldn't it be wonderful if at least the doctors can say, you know, we're gonna do surgery, but you can do the work too. You know, we need your help. We need you to visualize. We need you to do this, to really start to put people, giving them their power back. Instead of, you know, I mean, the fear was just incredible that they put you on, and to really help people that, yes, we're gonna do everything to help you, but we need you too to really do the work. And wouldn't it be wonderful if that could come together? So that's my hope.